5. Stranger swings. On a Friday evening, this dude whips out his phone to film his hallway because the ceiling lights absolutely will not stop swinging, and he has no clue why.
What the fuck?
You'd normally just blame a draft, right? Sure, but every single window in the house is completely shut. So what on earth is pushing them? See, he's been dealing with this creepy stuff for months, but every time he tries telling his family, they just laugh in his face. So tonight, he's had enough. He decides to get it on video to finally prove he isn't just taking the piss. But things escalate way faster than he ever bargained for. He definitely wasn't ready for this. Watch closely.
What the fuck? This.
What the hell is actually going on here? It all kicks off with that hallway lamp swinging like a pendulum. No wind, no draft, nothing. But then, a massive racket starts up in the kitchen. As he creeps closer, you can practically feel the dread through the screen. And suddenly, a second lamp starts violently swinging on its own. Now, if you know your stuff around here, most in the paranormal community believe that poltergeists actually feed off your energy, getting stronger and much more violent the more you interact with them.
Jesus, dude.
And boy, oh boy, does this thing get strong. Within seconds, all hell breaks loose and our guy absolutely legs it. Can't say I blame him.
This.
There's no update on what happened to him after this, but it's safe to say he'll be needing a spare pair of pants and probably a new house.
Jesus, dude. Fuck this.
Number 4. The Secret Afterlife of Pets. This scary video captured around midnight at a small private pet shop shows a piece of security footage that was never meant to leave the camera it came from. It was handed over to a family only after they threatened to take it further because a staff member was supposed to be looking after their dog. But when they picked him up the next morning, he was hiding under furniture, shaking, and wouldn't let anyone touch him. He had been perfectly fine in that same room the day before. So, convinced that somebody working there had hurt him, they demanded to see the security footage from the night before. But the employee they expected to see hurting their dog was nowhere to be found. In fact, there was nothing else in that room at all. Or was there? Take a look. How the hell did that happen? Let's go back and slow it down. There. We have the dog just walking, maybe a bit scared, right? Like he can tell something's up. And then out of nowhere, boom. Something grabs the dog's tail with such force the poor thing jerks and jumps to run and hide. There is literally nothing there and no reason for the dog to get so scared. When this was released, people shared their own experiences with their pets, how sometimes it seemed like they could see things our human eyes can't. Others have pointed out how some entities find it easier to establish contact with animals first. And some people asked about the building's history because maybe knowing what had happened there could serve as a hint of what that invisible force was. But one thing is for sure, something happened to that dog, and it was intense enough for him to be traumatized by it. And whatever it was, animals were not safe around it. Please shut down that freaking pet shop immediately. Number 3. Branching Bad. Most of what gets sent to us happens indoors, and there's a reason for that. But the kind of thing you're about to watch doesn't usually happen outside while the sun is shining. That's why it's somehow even more disturbing. It was filmed at a very secluded high place in the mountains during a ski trip. The man recording was filming the view from the top when something strange in the trees caught his eye. Watch closely.
Something happened over there. I'm there in the trees.
If you pay close attention to the tree line, you'll see that something seems to be handling one with such force that the full-grown tree is uprooted in seconds, as if it were a twig. And then, there, something that must be so huge or strong, it can literally grab the tree and walk it across the snow as if it weighed nothing at all. The way it lifts the tree high in the air, the force with which it carries it, there is no doubt something massive lives in that part of the mountain, and people who saw the video recognized it straight away. Some call this proof of the existence of Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or simply giants, and viewers were quick to point out the similarities with the viral case of Andrew Dawson, who disappeared after recording what seemed to be some sort of giant.
It's a person, dude. No, seriously.
Others remembered those very tall people painted on the walls of pyramids and ancient art that some have come to conclude are ancient aliens or Nephilim, angels who came down to Earth and lived among us for a while. But we might never know what that was, because this dude and his whole group got so scared after watching this, they hurried down the mountain and got as far away as possible from that massive thing as they could. Good for them. They would survive the usual horror movie. Best to leave it alone, right?
Hey, have you tried the new paranormal stuff we built for you yet? It's anomalytools.com. You can use ghost hunting tools like the spirit box, the trigger tones, and even the Ouija board. Okay, maybe not that last one if you're scared. It's all fun and games though. Give it a go at anomalytools.com.
Number 2. Paranormal activity. It's late in the evening when Pete Ramirez, a Mexican tattoo artist, takes out his phone and starts to record what's happening at his studio.
Perdón con mis 20,000 vueltas, pero es una llave de seguridad.
According to him, he had been dealing with strange activity inside his studio ever since he renovated the place, and it all began when he moved one particular mirror. It started with small things, the kind you forget about the next day. But lately, things had gotten worse. On this night, he had already locked up and gone home before he realized he'd left his charger, so he drove back to get it. And before he could even get inside, he notices something moving behind the blinds. He goes in anyway, but decides to record it. This is what he caught.
Oí que patearon la puerta. y me puse a grabar, pero empecé a notar en la persiana que se movía. Miren. ¿Qué les dije? ¿Qué les dije a la verga? Ay, perdón con mis 20,000 vueltas, pero es una llave de seguridad. Mire. O sea, no ha salido nadie, miren. Voy a entrar. Voy a cerrar la puerta rápido. Miren. Voy a prender aquí la luz. Y miren. No hay nadie. Para que no digan que sí, que hay alguien adentro, no sé qué tanto. Ay, güey. Bueno. Ay, es que eso de la persiana sí lo había escuchado saliendo de aquí del local, pero la verdad no le ponía mucha atención. Miren, tuve que cambiar un poco las cosas del lugar porque cada año, pues, acomodar todo, ¿no? Me voy a asomar al baño para que vean que no hay nadie. Oiga, ¿cómo está la puerta? Me traje el espejo aquí al baño. Miren, voy a cerrar atrás la puerta para que vean que no pasa nadie. Me traje el espejo aquí al baño porque estoy remodelando, estoy reacomodando todo. Miren, no hay nadie. Miren, miren. Que no digan que hay alguien escondido. Miren, yo estoy dentro del baño, no hay nadie. No hay nadie. Ok, miren. Voy a estar grabando así, que ven que no va a salir nadie. Miren. Dicen que por qué no prendo la luz luego, que porque esto no sé qué. No mames.
He is the only one who owns a key, and there are no signs of a forced entry. So who or what the hell is messing with him? And did you see the door? Someone closed it from the inside. But when the guy steps into the bathroom, there is no one there. Oh, hell no. Because at this point, he can be sure there's no one else with him. At least, not human. And he says it's all because he moved that mirror behind the door.
Ser un poquito más relajado. No sé, pasaba algo. Pero estando aquí en el baño, como que le gustó más el frío. Porque este baño es muy frío porque tiene mucho azulejo. No, ya, miren, voy a apagar. Voy a cerrar porque sí, la verdad, está un poquito feo esto. Yo venía por el cargador y...
But people noticed something else, something more ominous than the mirror. Pay attention to the shop itself. Notice something strange in the decoration and objects placed all around.
Porque cada año, acomodar todo, ¿no?
What in the fresh hell is that freaking doll? Why would you have that in there? And what about the skeleton paintings, the weird masks, the creepy clown painting in the bathroom? Nope. If you know anything about these kinds of things, You know it's never a good idea to have so many dark stuff inside one place. Many experts on the paranormal have said some objects contain dark energies or entities. I mean, we all saw Annabelle, right? And there's definitely something there.
No mames.
It's clear that the door just closed by itself, and Ramirez already proved there is no one there. So, what is it? Does it have anything to do with the mirror, the dark objects, or is it something else? The only thing for sure is that maybe next time he forgets his charger, he should probably want to wait until the next day to get it back. Wouldn't we all?
¿Qué les dije? ¿Qué les dije a la verga?
Number 1. Curiosity spooked the cat. Angel is convinced that something not human has been following her, and after seeing her footage, a lot of people agree. It started the way these things usually start. Her cat doing cat things. She started recording for fun, not expecting to really catch anything, but she did, and it wasn't the last thing she would see. Take a look. Did you catch it? A human-like face slowly appeared through the window at the exact place her cat was staring at, watching her silently. Let's zoom in on what she saw. This unhuman face was enough to make Angel get out of that house, afraid of what she had just seen. But it didn't end there. As she went outside, she says she could still hear whispers and feel a dark presence around her, as if whatever was behind that window staring at her had followed her outside. And that's when she saw it. Two white and human-like arms hugging the tree, and a dark shape that seemed to be there at every corner. That's when Angel realized what was happening and the danger she was in. Because if this entity could follow her outside the house, everywhere she went, how could she ever escape it?
It isn't really shaped like a classic solar balloon or Tetron. It looks like it's covered in and then the lights. How the hell do you explain the lights? It's like you can see the jets propelling it away. Could this footage have been tampered with in some kind of way? Multiple orbs flying around the red shape is so undeniably spooky. A similar phenomenon was